Let's take a journey into the dark and divine. Encounter demons of every shape and size, from the classic horrors of folklore to modern fiction's original, terrifying creations. Witness the monsters born of cultural mythology, from the ghastly ghouls of Eastern tradition to the bloodthirsty beasts of Western legend. The beauties and horrors of legends, those that live within us. Welcome to Myth and Lores, a journey into the dark and divine. Without further ado, let's jump into another lore. The concept of God has been central to human culture and religion for millennia, but its understanding and representation vary significantly across different cultures and belief systems. Here's an overview of the idea of God in various traditions and cultures, as well as a historical perspective on how these ideas have evolved. Ancient and prehistoric concepts of God. Before organized religions, early human societies often viewed deities as spirits or supernatural forces associated with nature, fertility, or the cosmos. These early gods often depicted natural phenomena such as the sun, moon, storms, rivers, and animals, reflecting a deep connection between human life and the environment. Animism is one of the earliest forms of religious belief, found in various hunter-gatherer or indigenous societies. In this worldview, all things, animals, trees, rocks, even rivers, were thought to have a spirit or essence. The idea of gods in animism was often not centralized in a singular supreme being, but involved many spirits or deities. Polytheism. Early civilizations like those of Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, Rome, and India often practiced polytheism, worshipping many gods. Each god had a specific domain, for example, war, fertility, harvest, the sea. This was true for ancient societies such as Mesopotamia. The Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians had pantheons with gods like Enlil, god of air, Marduk, god of creation, and Ishtar, goddess of love. In ancient Egypt, the gods included Ra, sun god, Osiris, god of the afterlife, and Isis, goddess of magic. In regards to the Greek and Roman, the Olympian gods such as Zeus, chief of God, Athena, wisdom, and Apollo, music and prophecy, were prominent. Monotheism and the evolution of a single god. The concept of a single, all-powerful God emerged more fully in several major religious traditions and became a defining feature of many latter religions. Zoroastrianism, one of the first monotheistic religions, founded by the prophet Zoroaster or Zarathustra in ancient Persia. Zoroastrians believed in Ahura Mazda, the supreme god who embodies wisdom, goodness, and light, opposing the evil spirit Angra Mainyu. Judaism is one of the oldest monotheistic religions, centered on worshiping Yahweh or Jehovah, the one God who is transcendent, omniscient, and omnipotent. The concept of God in Judaism evolved from early polytheistic beliefs to the belief in one true God. This shift is reflected in the Hebrew Bible, where figures like Moses and the prophets emphasize the oneness of God. Christianity inherited the Jewish monotheism, but introduced a more complex understanding of God with the doctrine of Trinity, the belief that God exists as three persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Christianity emphasizes God's immanence, God's presence in the world through Christ and the Holy Spirit, and transcendence. And Islam teaches that God, known as Allah, is the only incomparable and indivisible deity. Islam is a strictly monotheistic faith with an emphasis on the oneness of God. Allah is considered both transcendent and immanent and is believed to be involved in human affairs as revealed through the Prophet Muhammad and the Quran. As philosophical and mystical traditions developed, they offered more nuanced interpretations of the divine. Platonism and later Neoplatonism posited that the divine reality is an abstract, transcendent one from which all existence emanates. Plato's concept of good was later developed into the idea of the one, a singular source of all being and knowledge. Aristotle introduced the idea of the unmoved mover, a divine entity that causes all motion in the universe but is itself not moved or affected. Mystical traditions and various religions have focused on a personal, direct experience of the divine. For instance, Christian mysticism emphasizes an intimate union with God through contemplation and prayer. Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, teaches that God is both transcendent and immanent, and that, through spiritual practices, one can experience God's closeness. In Hinduism, mystics and yogis seek to experience union with the divine reality known as Brahman. Kabbalah, a mystical form of Jewish thought, explores the inner meanings of the Hebrew Bible and the nature of God. Eastern religions and the concept of divinity. Buddhism does not focus on a creator God, but recognizes powerful beings such as bodhisattvas, enlightened beings who delay nirvana to help others, and devas, godlike beings. However, Buddhism teaches that ultimately reality is nirvana, the cessation of suffering, and is beyond personal deity worship. Taoism is centered around the concept of the Tao, the way, the fundamental principle that underlies the flows through all life. While Taoism is not strictly theistic, it involves reverence for the Tao as a cosmic principle that governs all existence. Confucianism is primarily an ethical philosophy, but incorporates reverence for the heavenly, Tian, which represents the moral order of the universe. The emphasis is on harmony and virtue rather than worshiping a personal god. Indigenous and animistic views on the divine. Indigenous religions worldwide have diverse beliefs, but many share an animistic worldview, where spiritual power is believed to inhabit the natural world, including plants, animals, and natural forces. African traditional religions are often polytheistic and animistic, with gods associated with specific natural elements and ancestors. Indigenous North American religions. These religions often involve gods and spirits who are often connected to nature, ancestors, and the cosmos. They emphasize harmony with the earth. Aboriginal Australian spirituality. Ancestral beings and spirits inhabit the land, with the dream time being the foundational reality where these beings shape the world. The concept of God, or the divine, has evolved from animistic to polytheistic understandings to more complex monotheistic and philosophical systems. Different cultures and religions have their unique perspectives. Still, many share common themes such as the desire for connection to the divine, the search for meaning in life, and an understanding of the nature of good and evil. The diversity of these concepts reflects the human's quest to understand the universe. The diversity of these concepts reflects the human quest to understand the universe and our place within it. That concludes this lore. If you like what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next lore. Bye.